audible response. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I forgot to do something. I do this every time. My girlfriend specifically asked me to hit this button. Did I do it? No? Hey, which button was it? Hey, you guys like the view?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, that's what I thought.
Look like a rolling night to happen.
Thanks for noticing. I've been working on it. Thanks, babe. Did we get it?
That's American.
That's me. There we go. Where are my couples at this evening? Any couples? There we go. Okay, he's by himself. Couple with himself by himself. I respect that. Paula Henderson?
It's on the palm for real.
Yeah. Alright, whatever, man. It's 2021. You know, swing whatever way you want to swing, baby. No, I'm in a beautiful, healthy relationship with a beautiful, healthy woman. Give it up for her. Give it up for me. I'm the lucky one. She's a teacher. I do this. They pay me. Who's really the breadwinner? Let's be honest. It's me. They pay teachers shit. I'm sorry. No, but she makes my life easier. Like, honestly, who would be able to get the Pringles out of the Pringle can for me? At the very bottom? You ever tried to, big man, you ever tried to reach your hands in a Pringle can?
You already know.
Yeah, I know you have. You're a kind of guy, right? Yeah. You put the top on it, and you just shake it. Okay. You just shake it. Yeah. You get it, I get it, we get it. Yeah, that's right. But we do get in arguments sometimes. A lot of times because it's got to do with the phone somehow. You know what I mean? There's always an argument about the phone. You're always spending too much time on your phone. But that's how it is. We always spend too much time on our phones. You know what I mean? But realistically, without one, we're going to be lost. Like if you were to ask me to get to like Millsboro from here without my phone, I'm going to die. I'm literally going to drive into a ravine or a quarry, and there's no quarries around here. And realistically, the phone is the only thing you drop on your face.
Man.
You know what I mean? What else do you drop on your face randomly? Nothing. Nothing else? Nothing. You just be asleep, like half asleep with one of your eyes open, and you're looking up at it. You're just like, fuck! My God! Why did that happen? Oh, God. You guys are cool, man. Thanks for coming out. It's real intimate. I feel comfortable with you guys. You feel uncomfortable now that I mentioned that I was comfortable? I'm gonna do a couple impressions for you. Okay? You guys ready for a couple impressions? Let me hear that you're ready for a couple impressions by all response. There we go. Yeah. All right. Here's my impression of the guy that walked up on the first guy to realize that you could get milk out of a cow. Okay? All right, you ready? What the fuck are you doing? All right, and here's my impression of the guy that found out you could get milk out of a cow. I can explain. That's it. That went better than I expected. Alright, here's my second impression. Okay, and this is if Mickey Mouse chose a different career path.
Okay.
So in this one, he's a doctor. Well, after doing all we could, we still couldn't save your father. After using all the basket tools, I'm sorry to say, we lost him. Oh, you guys are great. I was just seeing that one too. I appreciate you guys, because I'm just working stuff out. You know what I mean? That's all we're going to do all night, just work stuff out. Together. All right, we're in this together. I'm gonna go back to my list of things. Hold on. Okay, any antiquers in the crowd? Any people that go to antique stores and buy antique furniture? Yeah, we got one. I'm gonna come to you right now and tell you the question. Stop it. Don't. Maybe don't go no more. That's it. All I'm saying is because I've seen enough scary movies to realize there's probably somebody pissed off there stuck in that armoire. You know what I mean? That you just bought from the secondhand store. You know, you like one of those armoires, you walk up to it and like you open it and there's a mirror in the back of it and you're like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Is that me? That's me. Oh fuck. And then you like really look at it and you see your own reflection just tear its face off and it's like your dead aunt, you know what I mean? Stuck in it.
Candyman.
That's why you gotta stop going to antique stores.
I will.
My mom used to own one, trust me. White people shit.
Come on. That's good.
And I have another question. Any UFC fans out there this evening? Any UFC fans? Fight fans? Okay, cool. How come when people in the UFC have weird nicknames, we're just okay with it? Like Vanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva. Now, if I came up here and they introduced me as John the Serial Killer Dayton, you guys probably have a problem with it, right? Okay, all right. Well, I'll work on that one. That's another one in the books. Check. Work on that one, John. Go back to the list. You ever just open a box of your dog's treats? You kind of want to taste one?
I'm sorry, taste one.
You ever just shake up the dog treat? You ever open a box of dog treats and you smell it, you're like,
Like a biscuit.
I feel like it's not that bad. You know what I mean? And you take a bite of it, and every single time it's bad. Every single time. It's like I feel it smells good to me. When I open it, I was like, this is almost turkey jerky right here. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Now, is any gentlemen who have a bunch of roommates in here, or anybody that's lived with just a bunch of people? Okay. I'm not a fortune teller. Nope, I've never told anybody's fortune. I've told a lot of people their misfortune.
Are you serious? Wow.
But so there's a couple gentlemen that look at gentlemen here.
We actually have rooms too.
Oh, okay, sweet, nice. So I used to live in a house full of gentlemen, just a bunch of us, okay?
Just a gentleman.
And you know it was disgusting, right? And still is disgusting. It was disgusting for me. We're nasty human beings. We had our landlord was coming over, so we had our sink that was full of dishes, so we just covered it with a towel. You know what I mean? It was like out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna keep it moving. It was like we had a bong out and we just put flowers in it. We were like, decoration. Oh, they'll never know. She's an old lady. But I think what was the hardest thing about having that many roommates was like figuring out their schedules, right? Like who's gonna be home when? When am I allowed to walk into my own house without seeing something weird? You know what I mean? But yeah, like it did, you know? But the worst time was I walked up to the door, okay? And all my roommates were servers, so they worked at nighttime, right? So I walked up to the door, and on my way up to the door, I saw my roommate's car. I was like, that's out of place. I was like, he shouldn't be home. I was like, all right, whatever. I get to hang out with one of my friends. I go to put the keys in the door, and I drop the keys. They hit the ground, and I was like, well, I wish I was dead. You know what I mean? So I picked the keys up. I should have taken it as a sign. Picked the keys up, opened the door, and all the lights are off in the house. Right? I was like, weird. Car's home, lights are off. It's like, okay. So I'm kind of Scooby-Dooing in and out of the house. You know what I mean? Like, I walk into like the bathroom and I pop out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? So I'm flipping on all the lights. And all the lights basically are on in the house, shining to the very end of the hallway where my roommate had his own room. So I did that thing that assholes do, where I walk up and I look at the handle and I just swung it open. You know what I mean? So it's not really what he was doing, it's how he was doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So I swung the door open, and he was just standing in the corner with real tight knees. You know what I mean? Hey, also, if you do that for too long, you'll pass out.
I swear.
I mean, I don't know by experience or anything, but there was a kid in ROTC back in high school that would lock his legs and just pass the fuck out in front of the whole school. So he's doing his thing, you know? Right? He's tight knees, turtle back, tight knees, and star toes. You know what I mean? So he's doing his thing. I shine the light of God, really, on him. Like, I flung the door open, and it's not what he was doing, but I mean, like, Baby put himself in the corner. You understand what I'm saying? So Baby put himself in the corner. He's doing, there's no candles lit. Okay? He's doing his thing. It's not what he was doing. It's really how he looked at me that freaked me out. Okay? So he's doing his thing, and I shine the light of God on him, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He moved out like a week later. We never really got to talk about it. So, oh God, you guys are great. You guys ready for your next comic? Let's give it up for Mr. Norm Robinson.
Take my time and do this shit right. It's been a while since I've done stand-up. I've done I chose to do other things with my time. But now that I can't whip my balls out on OnlyFans anymore, I have to come back here and tell you guys jokes. So I'm not happy right now. We'll get through that. We'll get through this. It's like I had it planned. It was good. Every Thursday through Sunday from 2 a.m. to 7:45, I would do this dance affectionately known as the dick sling. I don't know if you guys know what that is, fellas. That's where you fucking wave your shit from side to side like a meat propeller. That's all you need to do. And you don't need much to do this dance. All you need are thin sweatpants, no underwear, and a blessing from the gods. That's all you need. I can't do that anymore. I'm here. I don't go out much anymore. I don't go out much more. I tell people that I'm taking I recently just took 422 consecutive mental health days. Because you need to take those. Sometimes you need to take those. You have to take those. Not quarantine, no. I was just at home doing shit. Mainly yelling at my cats because I have cats now, and that's weird as shit to me because I didn't like cats a couple years ago. Like, if you had asked me in 2019 if I should buy a cat, I would tell you to go fuck yourself. Because if I wanted to buy a furry animal that only gave a fuck about itself, I would have bought a Kardashian. Or a Jenner. But now I love cats. I love cats now. I hate dogs. I fucking hate dogs now. If you asked me to buy a dog, I would tell you to go fuck yourself. Because if I wanted to buy a furry animal that only gapped at black people, I would have bought a Kardashian. Or a Jenner.
Wow.
Oh my God. Sorry. I'm about to fuck this shit up tonight. I want to say right now that I'm not a staunch supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement. Hold on, before you hate me. I'm also a firm believer of, I hate the All Lives Matter movement too. Because if you don't go through life thinking 4 out of every 10 people you meet are complete pieces of shit, you've never worked in the service industry, and I pity you. I pity you. I think I give a fuck about your ranch dressing. You know how many times I got called a faggot last week for ranch dressing? More than I'm willing to share with you guys. Like, it's to the point where I go and cry now. Here's my crowd work section of the thing. How are you guys doing, by the way? You all good? You all good? Okay.
I'm black, bro.
I'm good. Y'all didn't hate that Black Lives Matter joke. Like, don't beat me up later.
Oh, no.
I can't fight, so like. Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna run.
I'm from the suburbs.
Okay, I'm gonna run. I look like a fucking Kenyan and I run like one too. I like fucking with people. I fuck with like other people. Like every time an African person asks me if I'm African, I go, no, me not African, me Haitian. And then the inverse is every time a Haitian person asks me if I'm Haitian, I go, no, me from the Cameroon. What kind of shit is that? I have to travel a lot, despite absolutely hating it, because I used to think that the homeless people here were aggressive. No. Mm-mm. You guys ever been to Port Authority?
Oh my God. I wear a shirt.
You wear the shirt, but have you ever been there? Like, you've never actually been there? You've never been to Port Authority, like, inside the station? Homeless people are, like, they're mega fucking, they're super Saiyan aggressive at the Port Authority. Let me show you how aggressive homeless people are at the Port Authority. Excuse me, guys, can I have $15 so I can get a ticket to Washington, D.C.? No? Y'all ain't gonna give me a ticket to get to Washington, D.C.? Nobody's gonna give me a ticket. I need $15 to get to Washington, D.C. Nobody? I know the Bible tells y'all when people ask for help, y'all supposed to give it to them. I need to get to Washington, D.C. And then there was a voice out of the background that yelled, I'll give you $10 to shut the fuck up right now. Was that voice mine? You goddamn right it was. And the only thing I'm lying about is the amount of money I yelled out. Because if you think I'm handing out $10 to black people, you're crazier than that motherfucker was. You guys have a good one. I've been Norman Robinson.
Alright. Back when I was single, I used to watch a lot of the pornography. Any fans of the pornography? In the crowd, a little woo for the pornography. Hey. One guy, there's like a bunch of liars out there this evening. But the thing that really got me is sometimes the titles to them. You know what I mean? There was one time I saw that said, a little person has sex for Omarion tickets. I was like, fucking Omarion? I was like, and then all I could imagine what was running through her head after she got the tickets. She was like, oompa, loompa, dooba dee dee. There's an ice box where my heart used to be. I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. They're like, oompa, loompa, dooba dee dee. Or no, sorry, let me restart that. I apologize. Oompa, loompa, dooba dee day. Since you've been gone, my love's been MIA. It's a work in progress. That was my Omarion porn joke. Thank you guys so much. You guys ready for your next comic? Let's give it up for Mr. Preston Travers!
This didn't snap next time. Like, I ain't got to unmidget this microphone. Fuck it up, everybody. Woo! Right. As a kid, because I don't know how to start this shit out, so I'm gonna just start out like that. As a kid, one thing I really wanted was the superpower to time travel. Right? Who else has wanted to time travel ever? Woo! Right? Black guy, you with me on this. We shouldn't do that, ever. As a 10-year-old, my favorite place I thought I would go is Mississippi. Why? Because down south cooking back then really put your soul in it, because if you fucked up, they would hang you. Now, as a 10-year-old kid, I'm just like, oh shit, I don't know nothing about that place. It's mac and cheese, nigga. And then I thought about it, they would hang my black ass too. And then I was like, all right, I could save myself the trouble and just go farther back in time. I'm young, I ain't know what I know now. Now, if I did know what I knew now back then, I would know to stay my black ass where I was. Now, I thought about it. What if we sent the time machine back then, and like Abraham Lincoln found that motherfucker, and he just like in a bush, like, full school 7 years ago. Abraham popped out of a bush and found a time machine. And he fast forwards back to Barack Obama and comes back with Emancipation Proclamation and whiteout in his hand and said, I made a mistake. Let's keep them a little longer. The extra 400 years. I think we would be safe with an extra 400 years. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I would go back in time too. I would fuck with Van Gogh. Get that nigga some AirPods and just like get it. Thought about it like, I learned that like, growing up on the Eastern Shore as a black kid, you realize there's a lot of slave shit that happened here.
Man.
And one thing that you can't do is go to the Black History Museum, and I'll tell you why. Because if you don't know shit about your family before you went in that motherfucker, after you come out that motherfucker, you are fully convinced that family trees are exactly that. And then I thought about making it easier and just like, oh shit, I'm smart now. I can get in the time machine and go back to fucking Harriet Tubman, right? I can give her an iPhone, just put in Philadelphia in that bitch. And send her ass on her way. And you may think I'm helping her, but I'm not. I'm gonna fuck it up and I'm gonna leave the ringer on. I'm gonna text that bitch to the closest underground railroad outhouse that there is. And this bitch gonna hear it. And then you hear dogs and no more. I thought about something, like if I was blind, I think about shit a lot, if you can't tell, but I thought about what if I was blind, right? Shit would be so insignificant. Like, think about it. First blind man to hold a titty in his hand, not know what the fuck it is. It's like, fuck is this?
That's pretty powerful.
No! This feels preposterous.
It's called a titty. Do you like it?
It would be better if I could see it. Or if he fingered something for the first time, like that shit would be, like that would fuck my mind up. Thinking like how he would think of a blind guy, like just, why is it wet? I'm serious, why is this stool wet? Oh, use this shit as a coaster, man. That's an innovator. That's an innovator. Big ass coaster. I think one thing I really want to do now that I think about it in the time machine is go to George Washington Carver. And I would throw like a pistachio at that nigga and watch him go crazy. He'd be like, yo, what the fuck is this? That is a pistachio, my nigga. We got more nuts than just one. Yeah, there's some variety in that bitch. And then you like fast forward back here, it's gonna be like pistachio paste. Be like, fuck, this thing is so like this thing is dumb. Oh, I want pistachio paste. Just make ice cream, nigga. They still make it. You be rich. It's like, fuck are you doing? I heard that man could turn anything to a peanut. Pretty sure like that nigga was like 5 years old. You walk into his art class. This man got peanut shells fucking neck was in class. They're gonna be like, your child is stupid. And then his mother's just like, I beg to differ. My child is going places. Fast forward 30 years, this nigga made a lantern out of peanut shells. He's like, Mama, I did it. I did it for you and the nuts in the world. And then for the last like historical event, like you will never grasp this shit. Go back in time as a black guy, right? Because I don't have a choice. Go back in time and hop out fucking Germany, right? And I assume that I'm with Rick at this point because like I just killed Morty off for some reason. There's a new season of it. Just hop out with teleports and shit and just scare Germans everywhere.
Oh my God, a black guy, we cannot do this. It's only rounds.
Hitler is just like, a black guy? We have to worry about them too? And then I just come to him like, I forgot something, nigga, and just slide a Drake album on that man's desk. It just fuck his whole shit up. That's the real reason he killed himself. Alright, yo, you guys have a good day.
That's short. Fuck. I'll grow up one day. All right, I got a little food for thought here. Bob Ross never had pregnancy scares, just happy little accidents. You guys ready for your next comics? Let's give it up for Stephen Coe.
What's up, everybody?
Good.
Hey.
I hope nobody saw that handshake there. Alright, so a little bit about me. I'm Catholic, but I don't really like telling people that because, well, you know why. Basically, the main thing being Catholic means is that every time I get laid, I go to a church and brag to a priest about it. And he never high-fives me. He usually just tells me to say act, contrition, and 3 Hail Marys. And then my family's Irish Catholic specifically, which I mean, like, because when you're Irish Catholic, you get all those cool stereotypes like emotionally repressed drunks with like rage control issues. And I miss the old days when those things were like stereotypes and not symptoms of mental illness. I recently just went to a funeral, like a family funeral. Woo! And it was cool because we got to pretend like the reason none of us were hugging was the Delta variant. That's a disappointing reaction to that joke. I haven't been this disappointed since they wouldn't let me join the Nation of Islam. You know, I was all excited to go help fight the struggle, and as it turns out, I'm the devil. It was a fun funeral though. My cousin introduced me to his girlfriend, and I was talking to her. At one point, she was telling me how much she misses eating Jewish food. She's like, "Oh, that's cool. Are you like Jewish or something?" And she's like, "No, I'm the furthest thing from Jewish." I was like, "Oh, so are you like a Nazi or something?" But then for some reason, nobody ever hears the first part of the story, so they just keep going like, "Why would you ask his girlfriend if she's a Nazi?" One thing you guys might not know about Irish Catholics is like every single Irish Catholic family has some sort of completely fake lie that they're actually related to JFK somehow. But like their great-great-grandmother's cousin was actually his mother or some shit like that. Which is funny because Joe Biden's also Irish Catholic. And nobody pretends to be related to him. I know people who have met Joe Biden and pretend like they haven't. Yeah, it's a big day for me though. Like today I actually celebrate 17 months of sobriety. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, I can tell you the exact moment I realized I had a problem and I needed to quit drinking. It's when I noticed my parents weren't crying in my interventions anymore. I used to think that I was like an angry drunk, and then I quit drinking and found out that I'm just an angry person. I had no idea how much heavy lifting those hangovers were doing. Recently, I was playing golf with my cousin, and we were talking about it. He's like, you know what, Steve, I gotta say, playing golf with you is not as much fun as it was when you were drinking. But the drive home is way less stressful. In my spare time, I like to teach homeless, like illiterate adults how to read. I volunteer, teach adults how to read, because that's one of my passions.
Okay.
It's like one of my biggest passions, almost as much as my passion is not going to jail for drinking and driving. I remember one thing, I was talking to my cousin, she kept talking about Dunkin' Donuts. Like, she loves Dunkin' Donuts, she's like, oh my gosh, Dunkin' Donuts is like crack to me. Like, that's the first thing I think of in the morning when I need it's like crack to me. And ever since I heard that, I can't stop comparing hard drugs to chain restaurants. Like, Golden Corral is like mushrooms to me. Makes me rethink my entire life. Cheesecake Factory is like cocaine to me. Because I don't really have Cheesecake Factory money. But I'm pretty irresponsible with the money I do have. Applebee's is like heroin to me. I am never going back there. My roommate recently started drinking Smirnoff Ice. It's pretty cool. I finally get to lecture somebody else about their drinking for once. It's fun. I see why you guys love it so much. Nah, man, I'm trying to be a better person, like love my neighbor and all that. But it's kind of difficult to do because my neighbors hate me. Yeah, we got off on the wrong foot. Before I met him, my roommate said, yeah, Steve, they're a homosexual couple. Please don't make fun of them. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not a fucking asshole. Then I met them. I was talking to one of the guys like, hello, my name's Gerald. This is my husband, Thomas. It's like, nice try, Tom and Jerry. What do you guys like chase each other around the house with mallets? I actually do have some pretty serious regrets in life though. Like before my grandfather died, he used to always be like, man, I wish you just hurry up and die already so I can get my inheritance. Yeah, dude, honestly to this day, that's like the worst thing I've ever said. He found out about it and cut me out of the will. I was the only person crying at that funeral. So sad, I couldn't even enjoy the trip to the Rolex store afterwards. Like, this is serious. When I was like 15, I actually had a knockoff Rolex. And it was like legit, you literally couldn't tell the difference. It looked exactly like one. The only thing that gave it away was the fact that I fucking had one. Like, oh, that's a nice $20,000 watch you got there. Did I see you washing dishes at Five Guys last week? About a year ago, I was talking to my friend on the phone, and he was all excited because he's about to go on a first date with this girl. He's like, oh, dude, this girl's beautiful. She has like bleached blonde hair. She's like tatted up all over her body. She's got like 3 nose piercings. I was like, oh, that's cool. What's the link to her OnlyFans?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
And as it turns out, she does not have an OnlyFans. They're getting married, and I am not invited to the wedding. Sorry, I didn't want to go to the wedding anyway. It'd be kind of awkward. I fucked his mom. Anyways, my name's Steve Cove. You guys have been a great crowd.
You guys get those ads on Facebook, like the ones that are like, this will interest you, and it's like usually something that you were just talking about like 15 minutes ago. I got one time, this is what it said. It said, tomato is a fruit, banana is a berry, and HIV is an STI. I was like, who the fuck were you listening to? I wasn't. So surprise, baby. You guys ready for your next comic? Give it up for Chris Whitaker!
Yes, sir. Had to make sure to hold me up, you know. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
The first time Nick been up on stage. That can hold me. So, I'm really nervous. I feel like a bitch, you know. Probably why I recently found out I was gay. That's all me, right? You know, just straight into it, right? You know, it's 2021. Who gives a fuck, right? Me, apparently, because I just said I was gay. But, so recently, you know, was having sex and found out that you get that good gumbo stroke. Like, I lost weight recently. I know I said that, but like, I lost a lot of weight. 115 pounds. In 9 months, you know. That's a baby, right? That gave birth to this weight loss. But I got a lot more energy, and the simple fact that I'm a country boy, so that good gumbo stroke, like that. Like that stir that pot gumbo stroke, like that. Like that good Nolan's, crawfish, shrimp, bowl, like that bring it around town, like right now. Probably want to learn the shellfish. I'm gay, right? But I was having sex, and you know, afterwards, we had a weird conversation about getting bikini waxes. And I was like, you know, like I'm cool with bikini waxes, you know, ain't no pain in that. He had the nerve to say, well, you don't know pain. So I was like, well, you don't know what 9 years of abuse look like, you know. So I still go to family reunions with a locked jaw. Every time I go, my mom asks when my mouth cocked open. Sorry, cocking it, but story for another day. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's weird because speaking of kids get fucked, I used to, nothing against pedophiles, you know, I'm not one, okay? But I used to work with kids, and, you know, I had a second grader that was, you know, we decided to do a spelling bee, and he couldn't say his A's or his S's. Cool, it's cool, fuck in the ass. No, we're not gonna talk about it. But, we was like spelled eagle. And he just thought he had all the confidence in the world, right? Like he just knew he was gonna get this right. Like it was just E-A-G-E-L-E, right? But he stood up there strong and proud. And said E-G-L-E. Eagle. Ding. Wrong, right? He was like, how did I get wrong? You didn't pronounce the A. Because he got fucked in the ass. But we're not gonna we're just not gonna, you know, talk about those things. Because it's 2021, and who gives a fuck, right? Because I have a very dark sense of humor. I have a very, yeah. I'm probably gonna get canceled for this. I really don't care, right? Because I'm gay. Gay lives matter, guys. Fuck black people. This is Chris.
Where are my locals at? Yeah, locals to Salisbury? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really proud to say it. Right here. You guys hear about the stabbing at the Wawa on the S-curve? I know it's like a normal thing, you know what I mean? It's like when you think about the Wawa on the S-curve, you're like, people die there, right? People go there to die, right? So like I do this thing where I kind of mess with the homeless people there. Like I don't know if you realize, but the Wawa on the S-curve is just a place for homeless people to pop out of. It's like a teleportation for homeless people. So I found my favorite one, you know, the one that always comes up, and they always come up and they're always like, you know, once you reach a certain age, you're always chewing on something. Like, and you want to walk up to them and be like, what you got? Or, you know, like a dog, like, what you got? I know it's not teeth, what you got? You know what I mean? So I got my favorite homeless person that comes up. I named him Chrysanthemum. I didn't really ask his name. So I named him Chrysanthemum. He walks up and he does this thing. He's like, hey man, can I get $6 to get to Virginia? And I'm like, in a Tesla, that doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? It's like, it's gonna cost a little bit more than that. But it always comes up, hey man, I want my $6 to get to Virginia. So I oblige every time. So finally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with him. Why not? I got nothing better to do. So I had my $6, but on the top dollar, I drew a pentagram. You know, like the devil's star, you know what I mean? So Chrysanthemum comes up, he does this little thing, and he goes, hey man, can I get $6 to get to Virginia? And I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for this. So I reach into my center console, I grab the $6, and the pentagram is on top, and I look at him, and I'm like, you can have this $6. But you have to sell me your soul? And he looks at it, he looks at me, he chews on nothing, looks at the $6, looks at me, and he goes, deal, he takes it, he runs off. I was like, $6! $6! And I've heard the theory is that as soon as they get to Virginia, they just teleport right back to that same wall. You guys ready for your next comic? Let's give it up for John Sullivan!
Hey, I'm John Seibert. I'm from Ocean View, Delaware. Have y'all noticed as you get older, your priorities start changing? You know, I mean, check this out. When I was younger, my main priority was having a Mac Daddy CD and record collection. But I was really strict when I let this thing out, because if you brought that shit back, make sure it's in the right fucking cases. Don't put the Michael Jackson dust sleeve in the Black Flag jacket. It's not that hard, right? But I'm still like that when I let shit out. But my priorities have changed a little bit. Now, the other night when I sent you home with that top shelf segmented Rubbermaid food storage container, you brought back the Dollar Tree top with the Dollar General bottom. Sure, they look the same. They're both blue tops, both clear bottoms, but you try to put that thing on? Glad does not fit Ziploc. You try to put this in the fridge knowing damn well you're going to get back to that mac and cheese, it's going to be petrified. But as I gotten older, I've had to take care of my health. And so I recently got a colonoscopy, you know, when they look up in there, you know, they gotta look around, you know, they find stuff. Shit, they found some stuff in me. A good thing they saved lives, but they found a keychain, a Rubik's Cube keychain I swallowed in 7th grade that was scrambled up. When they pulled it out, it was completely solved. Hell, they found Jimmy Buffett's lost shaker of salt. Solved. Shit, then I got scared though when the Reuben authorities showed up and they started asking questions about Natalie Holloway. I was like, never been real. Never. There were some things though when I was a kid that I did, but there's a lot of things I didn't do. I didn't have a BB gun. I didn't have a trail bike, you know, like all the other kids. And I never took on the giant candy cane challenge. You know this thing. You know, it's like an Olympic baton. You know, it's like a relay race thing. It's like a weapon in the game Clue. It's like, Colonel Buster did it in the conservatory with the giant candy cane. But there was always that kid. Remember the kid that decided he was going to take it on, right? In January, he peels it down a little bit. You know? April, he's over at the Tulip Garden. He's like... July, he's playing kickball. He's out there picking off grass off that thing. Ball goes by. Like, son, he needs some rehab or something. Then he disappears. Actually, he's sitting around looking around September, right? His mom looks at it, and she's like, fuck, it's just a ball of cellophane and pink saliva. And she just grabs it and throws it away. He's like, what the fuck? And he goes into some kind of sugar withdrawal, and it just disappears, you know, for like a month or so, and you don't see him for a little while. And then around Halloween, they bring him out, and he's like Walking Dead, he's like a wraith and shit, except he's not in a costume. You know, and they're like throwing a couple candy corns, like methadone, you know, hauling off till next Christmas, you know. I tell you, but some things have changed since I was a kid. Sex has definitely changed, you know. I mean, since I was young, not a kid. Like, you guys are lucky nowadays, being well manicured is the norm, you know? 'Cause in the 70s, when everything was becoming liberated, that included hair follicles with the ladies. I mean, they had the armpit hair growing, leg hair was growing, and yes, the bush grew to otherworldly proportions. This thing was like a black hole catching comets and stars within a fire. The occasional beer pull tag. I mean, this thing was like a Brillo tag. You went to eat a girl out, you'd be fighting God Brillo. You get close to it, it would pull you in, the harder you struggle, it suck you in further in. I swear, you would swallow so much pubic hair, you'd cough up a hairball so big you could knit a sweater. That shit would be so sharp that if you had a full beard and went to eat a girl out, you'd come up clean shaven. But I am an equal opportunity lover. Recently, I was with a girl who was quite larger than myself. You know, she'd get on like a cop that's getting ready to go on mountain patrol. You know, she gets it going, and I'm like underneath, like, uh-oh. She starts working this vortex. And I start getting sucked up into this thing. I start feeling like a turd getting sucked out of the toilet. It took me a half an hour to pull the comforter out of my ass. Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir. And to go along, I am from Salisbury. I was born in PRMC, Title Health now, which is weird because like going out downtown, it's a little bit scarier because I could die in the same hospital I was born in. So that freaks me out a little bit. And like going to any stores in Salisbury, like there's a GameStop in Salisbury that was recently robbed, once again, shocker, by two guys with machetes. Yeah, they came in with masks on, obviously, because COVID and also robbery. They were being safe both ways, you know what I mean? So they came in with their machetes and they were like, give us all the money, and the two guys behind the cash registers were like, the best we're going to be able to do is $4.25, I'm sorry. And you know, like going into the gas stations, and this is pretty much every gas station. I don't know if it's just me, but like when I pull up to the gas pump and the gas pump says, please see cashier, I just drive off. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. No thank. Because like the last time I actually went in, the gentleman behind the cash register was like, yo, Ellen DeGeneres, and I answered to it. I was like, yes. Hello? You get a Toyota Camry. Oh goodness, you guys ready for your very last comic of the night? Let's give it up for Danny Jordan!
Thanks, guys. Yeah. Clap up for yourselves for sticking around. Yeah. Woo! Give it over for yourselves. Yeah. Woo! Give it over, John Dangerhook. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Keep it going for the comic that was talking about being blind and touching titties. I had a similar thought. Except my question is, how do blind people know when they're done wiping? Is it just like a blanket, like 9 wipes, just like 7, 8, 9, I'm out of here! This takes forever! Or do they do like a sniff test? This smells like shit. Swear to God, I was in DC telling that joke. I swear to God, this is true. Blind guy up front. I swear to God. You interrupted the joke. He goes, sniff test. So I learned 2 things that night. Blind people do the sniff test. And getting your ass kicked by a blind guy. Very embarrassing, y'all. Like a blind Muhammad Ali, man. He's ducking punches he can't see, man. He's like, float like a butterfly, sting like a, what the fuck is a butterfly? It smells like shit, what the fuck? Didn't get that part right. Saw some guys doing like, I saw some guys doing some hacky ass jokes the other night at an open mic. Not this one, this is all like pure talent, as we can all talk about. He was like, I like my women like I like my coffee. I'm like, cool. I like my women like I like my coffee. My uncle molested me. They're like, what? That doesn't make sense! I was like, who's lactose? Say, never judge a man until you walk a mile in his shoes, y'all. Unless that man's wearing Crocs. You may judge him immediately. Whatever, y'all like Crocs around out here. They're comfortable. Don't wear socks with them. They say don't beat a dead horse. Y'all don't beat an alive horse either. Let's just leave horses alone, y'all. It's a hot crowd. This is my impression of an unconvinced fart. Thank you. That joke deserves more. It took me 7 years to craft. I'll never understand why aluminum foil doesn't get hot in the oven. Or how to please a woman sexually. Real talk, anytime a chick is like, are you good at oral? I always say the same thing. I go, baby, I never received any complaints. Y'all, between us, I've received several complaints. I get nothing but complaints. I'm dreadful, y'all. The Yelp reviews are depressing, man. 4 stars? Well, 4 stars. Lie. I want a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, yo. I want macaroni and cheese in a shoe. I want hot dogs in a fanny pack. I want shit in odd places, y'all. I'm the last one, so John gave me a tight hour and a half. I'm out of here, okay? Please no. Please support local comedy, but that's a little. Whatever, I'm getting paid 10 G's for this shit. Fuck you. 10 G's for an open mic, that's what I do. It's my impression of Nicolas Cage if he was a magician. Thank you. My impression of Nicolas Cage having an earth-shattering orgasm. Thanks. I love how we're so insecure as Americans. We put like strong words in front of weak words. My favorite is power nap. Yo. It's just a fucking nap, y'all. Come on. I took 3 today. I'm not more powerful. I feel weaker, kind of. My power nap? I gotta have my power nap. The other day I was going number 2 with the door open. This girl was like, really? Really? You're taking a shit with the door? I was like, no. I'm having a success dump. Couple wealth pisses. You just add that shit. Guys, what's your favorite movie about lamb silence? Mine's Babe. Close second passion of the Christ, yeah. Whatever. They're having fun. Real talk, I think Hitler was right. Painting is a very difficult hobby. It's my impression of a bar fight between Shakira, Kermit the Frog, and Ray Romano.
Don't ever when you talk like that.
I love when my car's making a weird noise. Like it's like all of a sudden it's making a weird noise. You're like, ah, fuck, this is gonna be like $400. God damn it. I try to like ride it out, you know what I mean? Then you run over something, it fixes itself. Yes! Yes! I just saved $400 fucking dollars. And then you see the deaf children playing sign. Oh man. If you watch The Karate Kid backwards, it's the most depressing fucking movie ever, y'all. It's a movie about a kid celebrating a tournament victory by doing a bunch of chores at this old Chinese guy's house. That makes him worse at karate. Until he moves away. Johnny from Cobra Kai gets his girl back. Fucking a dickhead dressed like a skeleton. What the shit? Y'all know the Jaden Smith Karate Kid. It's a shame. Guys, I'm so woke. I do a lot of woke comedy because everyone's super woke now. Y'all. I do all woke comedy. Like, I think the new Wonder Woman should be a dude. Right? That's the woke way, right? Keep it equal, like a super, like a wonderful, like not wonder because that's the one, like a super, but like man kind of. Like a movie like about a Superman. That's what we should do. Fuck Wonder Woman, right, y'all? I don't even call it the mailman. That's not woke. I call it the female woman. They got porn awards, man. They got actual awards for the best blowjob. You suck the dick the best. Cool. You guys know what I'm talking about? You just watch it. You don't watch the awards. I'm a creep. They have an award for the most like dicks and butts and stuff. You know. I think a real porn award would be a much needed hug. From a long lost father, y'all. Just like Lexi steals the Bella Von Dragonhead. We have your father right here. She's like, oh my god. He's just shaking his head like. She still does porn afterwards in that joke. She's making that back, y'all. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of. Wait, no. That's my impression of Nicolas Cage. Returning food with hair in it. There's hair in there. Yeah. It's my impression of a guy who's very bad at being interviewed. Sir, shout out a job interview question. A shout out.
What are some of your strengths?
I'm a neo-Nazi!
That's the guy who's bad at being interviewed, y'all. I saw a comic do like black people do this, white people do that. They're still doing those jokes from like Def Jam 1994. I was like, really? We're still doing those jokes? But it also inspired me. White guys, I wish I had a hat for this, but whatever. White guys eat pussy like this.
Here we go. Let me put my hat completely backwards, completely straight, no curvature at all. Just, all right. Well, why does my voice sound like this? I like that. I'm falling over. What is Howard University?
Black people eat pussy like this. Not good. Yeah, that's an oldie buddy goodie. I'm gonna retire that one soon. My friend one time was like,
We don't eat pussy like that.
I've been watching a lot of boner pill commercials for research. Joke research. They always say the same shit. They always go, ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex? Yo, I finally got the courage to ask my doctor if my heart was healthy enough for sex. He was like, let's find out. The guy was a giver, y'all. I had to like, yeah. I like porn, but I like a specific era. Leave you guys with this little porn gem. You're supposed to like read the crowd, you know, as a comic, I guess. You're supposed to like, but I'm like turning it. I got a new style. John, you do this shit, man. You're supposed to read the crowd and then react. No, you guys read me. How do I feel to you? Depressed, right? Yeah, that's it. Y'all gotta step your game up. Fuck that. I'm turning comedy on his head. Anywho, that was just a side note. I like porn, but from 1987 through 1993 only. Like, because they were first coming out with fake breasts. Y'all probably weren't even born yet, but like, the early breasts, now they're all symmetrical. There's like a doctor's assistant who's like, but before it was just like, gotta make them huge at all costs. There's the early breast implants. Yo, come on. Look it up tonight, Pornhub, whatever. Just look up 1992 Vivid or something like that. The early titties, they always were shiny for some reason. You know what I mean? Like there was always ripples underneath here from getting like stretched out. Like 80-pound chick, 80-pound titties. Yo. The nipples always look mad at each other on the early tits. Like the doctor's like, go with it. Like you'd have one like nipple, like the nipple was always like, one was like, no, I'm not talking to you, other nipple. The other nipple like received some bad news. What is that? 10 G's for titties that look like Forrest Whitaker's eyes? Come on. You can spend your money more wisely than that. It's coming from a guy with a neck tattoo, for Christ's sake. And I like that era because I could compete sexually with the men back then. Like fatter, hairier, sweatier, like, okay. 2021, like y'all's era, porn stars, fuck that. I can't compete with y'all. Fucking having sex in the air. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all are 69ing while standing, really? Come on. Give me all disagree, 69ing while standing is just bragging. Wow, y'all really fucking do it? Wow, oh, okay, fine. I mean, no, you pick somebody up and you 69 it. Nobody does that. Except for everyone in here. And me, actually, and me. I'm with you. Well, I used to do it. I hurt my back recently. My girl dropped me. I love y'all.
Got a glass of milk?
Yes.
Oh man, so that's how I am. I drink milk recreationally. You guys have been amazing. Next, all right, this Saturday, there is a show back here. Paid, you have to pay, but there's a special one-time offer. If you guys buy tickets online at bigtimeincomedy.com and enter the promo code OpenMic, you get 10% off tickets.
Nice.
So that's looking it. That's pretty much it. So you guys have been an amazing crowd. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting this very local comedy. Have a good night.